Force will be with you always.
After the newest image that's been released, it has Star Wars fans wondering, is this the eighth brother from Star Wars Rebels, the one that we see in the Ahsoka trailer and here in this image? Let's for a moment talk about the eighth brother. The eighth brother was a Terrellian Django Jumper Inquisitor who was tasked by Darth Vader to track down the rebels and capture surviving Jedi Knights. He was specifically tasked with finding the former Sith Lord, Darth Maul. He hailed from the planet Terrellia, where he was born about 7 years before the invasion of Naboo. Although not a Sith himself, he was tasked with the Emperor's apprentice, Darth Vader, to hunt down and eliminate any Jedi who survived Order 66. To accomplish this task, he was trained by Vader in the ways of the dark side of the Force and studied the records of the Jedi Temple in order to defeat his enemies. After eventually tracking Maul to the Sith Temple on Malachor, the brother unexpectedly found Kanan, Ezra, and Ahsoka. After stalking them for a short time, the eighth brother attacked the three rebels, but was forced to retreat. He later returned, fearing that Maul had claimed the Sith holocron sought by Darth Vader. The eighth brother impulsively set out to hunt down the enemy to reclaim it. He attacked Kanan and Ezra, knocking out the Jedi before turning his attention to the apprentice, only to be driven off by Ahsoka and Maul. Teaming up with the fifth brother, he then went after Ahsoka and Kanan, while the seventh sister went after Ezra and Maul, only for Maul to arrive and kill the fifth brother, whilst Kanan damaged the eighth brother's lightsaber. Overmatched and outnumbered, the eighth brother attempted to flee using his lightsaber, spinning blades to slow his descent as he leaped from the temple, only for the weapon to fail and cause him to fall to his death. So do I think that the eighth brother is the one pictured here and shown in the trailer? No, I do not. I don't think it's going to be them bringing back an Inquisitor who died in the way that he did. I also hope we don't really see the helicopter lightsabers here in Ahsoka. I don't think that that's needed. Let's just move on past that. But there's also a few other things that I want to point out that make me think that this isn't the same Inquisitor. For one, when you look at the helmet on the eighth brother is much more a samurai style. You can see the wings that kind of flare out at the bottom. We don't see that in this image or in any of the images that we see from the trailer. But if they were trying to bring back that specific Inquisitor, you think they would get the helmet a little bit more correct. But even take a little bit closer look at the hands of the image here from Empire Magazine, and you'll see that these are the hands of a human, not the hands of a Terrellian. So who is this Inquisitor? We still don't know. What are your theories? Let me know down in the comments below. Would really like to hear what you think. Some have posited that they think it's Ezra who found Inquisitor armor, or maybe even killed an Inquisitor and took the armor and lightsaber. I just don't think that that would happen, especially with the Inquisitor fighting Ahsoka. That makes no sense, in my opinion. But what do you think? Who is this? Is this a new Inquisitor? Is this a different Inquisitor they've brought back that still has shown up previously? I actually think this would be more interesting if this was Barriss Offee, the former Padawan of Luminara Unduli, and it's not impossible because we see it from the 10th brother, who was former Jedi Master Prosit Dibs, and it's not impossible that she escaped Order 66 even though she was taken captive in the Jedi Temple, because we also see Prosit Dibs become the 10th brother, who was also a former Jedi Master. Now, this would take some gap filling of other things, but the history that Offee and Ahsoka share in the backstory of Clone Wars would make that interaction and that fight even more interesting. However, it's kind of hard to think that Anakin would allow Offee to live, especially because of the ways that she had interactions and treated Ahsoka and the clash that they had. So I'm not sure that Anakin would have allowed that unless the Emperor had told him to, which is possible. Truthfully, I don't think this is that big of a deal. I think that this Inquisitor is just going to be another inquisitor, a new inquisitor, maybe with a backstory, but maybe we're blowing this out of proportion, and folks like me who are interested in every little aspect of a show like this maybe are talking about it too much. But I love these kind of things where you get to think about and theorize and wonder what could it be, and maybe one of you has the right answer, and I'll be able to highlight that once you leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, don't forget to give the video a like, and if you're new here, subscribe for more Star Wars content. Remember, the Force will be with you always.